Did I just catch you staring at my babka? I mean, I get it. They're beautiful. Do you want me to show you how to make them? I will. Yeah, sure. Let's do it. But first, Hoppy. Ginger lime. I haven't tried this kind. Need to hydrate for this one. All right, now onto the babka. First thing you're gonna do, you're gonna get your stand mixer bowl. If you don't have a stand mixer, it's gonna be hard to make this one, to be honest with you. So just keep that in mind. Stand mixer first. All right, into my stand mixer, 4.5 cups of flour. I use King Arthur unbleached all-purpose, okay? I fluff my flour and I scoop and then I level with a knife, 4.5 cups. All right, to my flour, 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. All right, and for this recipe, I'm going to be using my instant yeast again, but I don't proof, I don't bloom, whatever term you want to use. This dough requires a long stint in the refrigerator, so it's plenty of enough time for that yeast to really develop, okay? So 2¼ teaspoons, yes, I said teaspoons this time, into the bowl with your flour and sugar. And also, just so not everybody thinks that I'm crazy here, refrigerate after opening. Give this a quick mix. Okay, another important step, 1/2 cup of milk, warmed, all right? You wanna be able to put your finger in there, not burn yourself, but it be warm. Also, room temp eggs. It's really important because if you put cold stuff in here with that yeast that's not been proofed, bloomed, whatever, it's not gonna work. Warm milk, warm eggs. And I was told I was a little aggressive before, but I love to crack me. I lost one. I love to crack me an egg with one hand. I can't remember if I told you how many eggs. Again, there's 4 eggs in here. Room temp milk, and put my eggs in my milk, okay? I forgot, in your dry ingredients, you're gonna need 1.5 teaspoons of table salt, okay? Or kosher salt, whatever you have, whatever you want. Okay, I'm gonna add my wet ingredients to my dry here. And this is the reason why you actually, I think, need a stand mixer for this recipe. I would not attempt to hand knead it. Is I'm gonna put this in my stand mixer and I'm gonna just start it out slow to start incorporating it. As it starts incorporating it, it takes 10 tablespoons of butter here, a piece at a time. So this dough really mixes in the stand mixer for about 10 minutes, all right, guys, before this dough will come together. So that's why having to add the butter a little by little, I don't know if you can hand knead this. If somebody else knows in the comments, just let people know, okay? So I'm gonna start incorporating my ingredients together in my stand mixer on slow. All right, and once that dough starts to get grasped by the hook, as you can see here, let me see if I can show you, that's when you wanna start adding a tablespoon of butter at a time until you have all 10 tablespoons incorporated. Again, this is gonna take like 10 minutes. Keep it on medium speed, just be patient. All right, that took me a few more minutes because this bad boy kept blowing my fuse downstairs. She's been through the trenches, okay? I have used and abused this girl, all right? I think it's probably time for a new one, or at least someone to look at it to see if it can be fixed. Anyways, a little bit of oil in a bowl, okay? Spread that around. All right, you're gonna see me take this dough out and you're gonna be like, girl, that is too sticky. Ain't no way. Just trust me, okay? I'm just gonna use this little plastic, it's for cake decorating, and just scrape the bowl out. And I'm gonna scrape it right into here, okay? But she's sticky, right? She's sticky dough. Just trust me, trust the process. Get her all in there. Okay, I'm just gonna oil my hands. I took off my rings, oil my hands a little bit, and just form that into a little ball, okay? All right, now the best part about this recipe is you're gonna cover that with plastic wrap. You're gonna put it in the refrigerator and you're gonna forget about it for at least 8 hours, okay? 8 hours at least. Your next step you're gonna wanna do about an hour before your dough is ready to come out of the refrigerator. 1/2 cup of butter, 1/2 cup of cream in a saucepan over medium heat. Cook until the butter is all melted and it starts to steam, okay? All right, it's ready. 8 ounces of semi-sweet, dark, I don't care what kind of chocolate you use, I'm using semi-sweet. You're gonna mix that until the chocolate's all melted, okay? Okay, my chocolate's all melted. I'm gonna add 3/4 cup powdered sugar and 1/3 cup of cocoa. Mix this together. Put it back on your stove, not on the heat, and it's gonna get thick but still spreadable, okay? All right, my chocolate mixture is set, it's cooled, it's thick but it's spreadable, okay? That's what you want. I'm gonna roll up my dough. Okay, I've got my beautiful dough rolled out as thin as possible. Now this is where we take our brioche, essentially, to babka. This chocolate spread, okay? We're just gonna spread it all out, and then I'm gonna take an offset spatula and cover all my corners here. All right, this is my cinnamon roll shaped dough. I'm gonna cut off the ends, okay? Now, this is where the fun happens. You're gonna slice this vertically right down the middle, all right? Stay with me here. Okay, shot of the dough. We're gonna roll it like you would a cinnamon roll, but I'm gonna roll from the long end, okay? Okay, now we're gonna just start braiding this essentially, okay? Tuck the ends. Okay, now get your pans ready. 2 bread loaf pans. You're gonna butter them and then sling them with parchment paper. All right, I'm gonna cut this in half and I'm gonna put them into my pans. I'm gonna cover them with plastic wrap, guys. Same thing, I'm gonna proof on top of my stove with my hood range light on until it doubles in bulk. My babka has risen and my oven has been preheated to 350. Excuse me. While that's in the oven, I'm going to just put 1/3 cup of granulated sugar and 1/3 cup of water, a little simple syrup. Just cook it until all the sugar's dissolved, okay? This is gonna go on the top of the babka when it comes out of the oven. Would you look at those beauties? I know. Simple syrup that we made, we're gonna brush all over the tops of these. Then we're just gonna let them sit on a cooling rack for about 30 minutes before we try to remove them from the pan. And if you make this recipe and you enjoyed it, let me know, all right? Thanks for baking with me today.